Well, good evening, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino beer review. Today you have the Rhino, and we're looking at a beer. Today's beer is going to be this guy. So we're doing the blind beer review number 4. So as you can see, he has wrapping paper, which means it's a craft beer. It's a new beer. This one, I do have a little rip right here. And that rip, as you see, some of it comes away. You can't see anything other than that. That rip is solely because the last time I did one of these, I poured it down onto my feet because it was hitting the thing. So I still don't know what it is. You can't see anything. I actually had my wife rip it so that I didn't know what I was going to get. I'm like, can you just make a little bit so that I can pour this? And she's like, okay. He's done a great job at this. He did tell me he just sent a box that has none of these, which makes me a little sad, but happy at the same time because I really like this, but I don't think you would want to do it for every video. And so far, it seems like and we have one more blind review to do, so we'll get to review 5. And then we have the blind macro reviews, which are beers I've had before to do, which I had to have my wife rewrap because I pulled one out of the box and he had only, he being Brian, had only taped the middle. And all of them were like that from what I felt. And that first one I could tell what it was right away, and there was like 5 of them. And I'm like, Alicia, can you wrap these for me? And she's like, okay. So she went and wrapped them for me so that I don't know what they are. And it's kind of what I really like about it. And now I know that one's in there, but I don't know which one it is. And fuck you for that one that you sent. Fuck you. And he's already laughed about it. He's like, I know exactly which one you're talking about. So I don't know what this is. All I know is it has like a green line right here. No idea what it could be. It looks like there's some little faint white rolling in the background. Maybe it's supposed to be hills or something. I don't fucking know. But what I have noticed is basically every one of these that we've done as a blind review has pretty much been a lager for the most part. We had a rice lager. We had like a light beer. So I'm really excited, but at the same time, it's not as fun when they're all just this. There was the one, I was actually surprised that I got it right at all because of the fact that it was, it was so cloudy that I'm surprised that I had anything right about it at all. But anyway, there we go. See, this is what I just talked about, like, it just smells like a beer, but look at how hazy it is. Like, what is going... If I smell it, it doesn't smell like a pale ale. It doesn't smell like a ISL. It doesn't smell like an ISA. It doesn't smell like an IPA. It doesn't smell like an APA. It doesn't smell like a NZPA. It doesn't smell like a wheat beer. It doesn't smell like a Keller beer. It doesn't smell like a Saison. It doesn't smell like a Grisette. It doesn't smell like a Roche beer. I'm trying to think of everything that could be hazy like that. Doesn't smell like a sour. Maybe a Kolsch. Doesn't smell like that either, though. Some North American Pilsners doesn't smell like that. It smells like a lager. It just smells like a beer. A little bit of graininess, a little bit of tinniness, a little tiny touch of earthiness. Out of the glass, smells the exact same out of the glass. So it's a hazy golden colored bright white head Nice snap, crackle, pop. I am full on going that this is a lager of some type, be it a light lager, maybe an ice beer, or a regular lager. I'm not sure. Be it an American lager, a Euro. I'm going American lager just by the scent, but I was going to say, I don't know, maybe a Euro. But it doesn't have any of those like telltale sulfuric or sodium or minerally scents to it. It doesn't smell like there's any brewing faults in it, so I don't know. It's something I haven't had, which would make me think that it is a craft beer, because most major brands I've had. So yeah, let's pour some more, then we'll try it. Cheers. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? I'm really confused. Because out of both the can and the glass, it smells like nothing but a lager. Out of the can and the glass, all I can smell is just regular beer. And then I take a sip of it, and it's very hoppy. Excuse me. I burp. It's very hoppy. It is very light-bodied, light carbonation. And it's not like, oh my god, it's overly hoppy, but it's hoppy. It's this weird, almost like a mixture of cucumber water, because it has this botanically green kind of off flavor right in the middle, and then you get this earthy and slightly piney bitterness on the back end. I don't know. It still feels like it's 5% or under, and it's still, even tasting it, it still just smells like a lager. I think that this is another one of those, what we talk about all often, and this will go up before the video I did first tonight, but like I talked about in the first one, that this is what I kind of expect to get anytime I have a craft lager. So when I get a craft lager that tastes like a macro lager, tastes like an American lager, I get kind of excited. Even though an American lager isn't what I really like, it still excites me because it's something that I don't find often in the beer world anymore. But this guy tastes like almost every craft lager that's out there. It's very hoppy, albeit most of them don't have like a cucumber water flavor. That's making me think that I'm fucking insane. But, I mean, it would explain the haziness. Let's find out what it is. Fuck, that helped so much, eh? Ooh, 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 we got a tree. Ugly Pike. What the fuck is this? Is it a IPA? Like a low ABV IPA? Ugly Pike. Last light lager. Ugly Pike. Last light lager. Okay. What do we have here? Light beer, 4% alcohol by volume, produced by Newark Brewing Company. Oh, Beamsville. Oh, this is in my old stomping ground. Filtered water. That's why I'm getting that weird cucumber water flavor. It's It's not even cucumber water. It is that minerally water, because Beamsville, Beamsville, well, aren't these guys actually in Lincoln? I know Lincoln and Beamsville are technically the same, but they're not at the same time. It's kind of like Crystal Beach and Ridgeway. Filtered water, malted barley, hops, yeast, contains barley. Anyway, what I was going to say is they're known to have slightly harder water, and it's usually a well water in a lot of those places. Not all of, from what I understand, not all of Lincoln, and I mean, I haven't been there in 6 years, not all of Lincoln or all of Beamsville was on well water, but a good deal of the county was, because there's a lot of farmland and stuff there. There was also a lot of cisterns, from what I remember, but again, I don't know what they're like now, and I don't know how built up they are. Beamsville proper would have piped water, like if you're at what was that truck stop right outside of Beamsville? It had like the McDonald's, whatever. Let's scan her up and see what we got going, eh? Scanner. Where is the UPC? Right there. Okay, well, Ugly Pike Last Light Lager, Newark Brewing Company. Lager, American Light. Okay, I would argue that you're not an American Light Lager. You have way too much hoppiness in you for that. 54 people tapped it in. No one that I know. 3.3 out of 5 is its overall. It says here it's a microbrewery in Lincoln. Let's see. 2.25 out of 5. Decent pale. Okay, so here we go. So this person tapped this in as a decent pale ale. And I mean, I suppose if I was looking at this as an ISA, yeah, it could be a decent one, but all I could smell was lager, and then all I could taste was hops. That's not decent to me, especially if you're going to be claiming that this is an American Light Lager. If you're claiming this is an American Light Lager and you basically tried to make an India Session Ale or an India Session Lager, you failed at what you were. It's not doing what it says on the tin or on the Untapped. Oh, this one's a recent tap in a few days ago. Got this at my local butcher shop. Thanks, Douglas Ford. Okay, what else we got? Not really much. I'm just looking to see if anyone has some comments that are going along the same lines as me. What's this one? Unfortunately, have yet to have a great one from this location. Not an impressive way to celebrate number 600. Yeah, Newark. These guys tried to open a brewery. If I remember correctly, I know they were a contract brewery at first, but I believe they were trying to open up in Niagara. No, in St. Catharines. Or was that DeQ Falls? Somebody was trying to open up as like Brock Brewing, and Brock Street Brewing came after them. And I thought it was these guys. I thought their owner is, I can't even, Griffin, I believe. Griffin. And wasn't he trying to open the one in St. Catharines? Oh, this is my brain not on drugs, right? Because I haven't taken my medicine to sleep. Not looking like there are going to be any good ones here. Nothing really worthwhile. I'd take an ugly pike over no pike right about now. Update, change photo of ugly pike with a cute little pike. Okay, so it was somebody that was fishing. Okay, I would agree. If I was fishing, I'd take an ugly pike over no pike. I could crush a few of these on a dock. And again, I suppose light beer like this doesn't seem to have much of a taste, so I can't say it's bad. It has a taste, though. I mean, taste is subjective, so whatever, but if you can't... Most people that drink beer, at least most people that drink this type of beer, being Let's go big blue. Ooh, okay, whatever. Anyway, most people that are drinking just an average light lager are drinking it so that they're not tasting it. So if you're drinking it and you're not getting all those hops, and that explains the haziness, like, what the fuck? No. And again, it sounds like I hate it, but I don't. I hate it because it says it's a light lager. And over here, it says it's a light American lager. And there's a big ass spiel on the back, but I can't read it. But if you were to give this to me and say it was an ISL or something, okay. Okay. But if you're going to give me this beer that smells like a lager, and kind of looks like a pale ale, but doesn't smell like it, and then the tin tells me it's a lager, and it tastes like an ISL, like it looks, well, what the fuck? What the fuck? This is stylistically, as an American light lager, probably a 3 out of 10. Personal enjoyment, I could actually see myself buy a can of this. If now that I know what it tastes like, I could see myself buy a can of this. I'll give it as personal enjoyment a straight 7. Like, it's not bad. It's really not. I could buy it again. I could crush a bunch of these. They're only 4% alcohol. But if I was to have bought a bunch of these thinking I'm getting a light lager and then I started drinking them, I'd be a little pissy. I would. But as it is, I'm okay with it. Thank you guys. Thank you, Brian. Bye-bye.